going, I thought I would go ahead and do a video on this. As you can see, things have been pretty good on the Paxful front. This is one of the things I teach and do. And here are legit, like, these are, and I call them boring tweaks because I've probably stated them in the past in different videos, but maybe I haven't broken it down a little more. And this is exactly the sort of tweaks that I've been doing in order to really build this whole Paxful thing out. So these are 3 boring tweaks I use to generate over 1.2 million on Paxful. And yes, it's very boring. Let's jump into it. So as you guys know, I might have said it in the past, but my first one is adding my discount incentives to their feedback. Now, what I mean by this is after you do a trade on Paxful, you will be prompted to leave feedback. Now, I normally used to just put, after I would trade with someone one time, one successful trade, I would put great. And I would put great because I think you have to put up to a certain amount of characters. But I used to put great as just a marker for me that I have done a trade with this person before, so I don't need to go check all these other things that I usually check in order to see if these guys are okay to trade with. I would just quickly trade their feedback, which is usually to the left when the trade is opened. Now, I go through a whole list in of itself, and you guys already know that from all my previous videos before I even trade with someone. These aren't guys that just open a Paxful account 2 weeks ago or whatever, have 10 trades, or they've had 30 trades in 2 years. I don't really do trades with people like that. I really niche my audience down. I guess that's the right word. Anyway, so I add this to their feedback. I use this area as free marketing space. And what I mean by that is usually in my offer terms, I say things like, I say this line already: after first successful trade, if we do 2 more trades, on and on and on. And you can, again, those are in my other videos of what I say, but I've been adding this to their feedback. After their first one, I would just go ahead and let them know and give clear, distinct things what I mean to them, such as great first trade. After 1 more successful trade, I will add you to my trusted list where you will see a duplicate offer at a 1 to 3 discount. Now, I say use this area as free marketing space because legit, you don't know how many times people go and look at other people's feedback, and when they scroll through it, they're going to see a guy who writes things like this: 1 to 3% discount. What? Let me go see if that guy is on, which will prompt more people to come and, obviously want to trade with you. Now, what it also does is it creates what they call FOMO, fear of missing out, especially with me when I say, hey, if you do 1 more trade, you'll be added to that trusted list. They want to get on that trusted list, especially if there's 1 to 3% discount. Now, I'll put that, and I'm telling you guys, like, it's a high rate, maybe 8, 9 times out of 10, the person, unless they, if they don't have the Bitcoin, they don't have it, but they will immediately open up a second trade with me. Now, again, these aren't just anybody, people. I have a certain group of people that I only trade with, even newbies, and they have to pass those, certain flags, those red flags they have to get, not have any of those in order for me to go forward with them. But they open up the second trade, and after we're done, great second trade. As stated, I am now adding you to my trusted list. You are now eligible for the same offer that will be, I think I say that will now be. That sounds a lot better, right? That looks a lot better too. Anyways, that will now be at a 1 to 3% discounted rate, right? Now I make sure that I put this one right here. I replace this one with this inside of their feedback. And again, this is going to let other people know, like, wow, this guy really is on his trusted list. He put that there. Let me go ahead and go open up 2 trades with this guy and all of that stuff. So that's what that does. And I'm telling you guys, if the person doesn't automatically open a trade with you, it's going to give you an opportunity to get more eyeballs on your offer just from writing this on their feedback. Remember, use this area as free marketing space. So let's go to number 2. Number 2, the follow-up. Now again, nothing, your word is no good if there's no action behind it, right? So I like to make sure to always give small incentives. So this is what I do. And most of you who are just starting out Paxful, you're like, man, it's kind of slow, this and that. Well, that's why you got to build rapport with people, and this is how you're going to do it. Give small incentives. When I get on Paxful, I will notify the people I traded with the day before with a discount. So this is what it would look like in the trade. So let's just say I just opened a trade. I had 5 trades the day before. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go hit up each and every one of those guys within the trade that we did. There's no like private message. It'd be cool if they did that, but there's not. So I write in the trades, that successful trades I did with these guys, and I will put something like this. Hey, how's it going? I'm opening up my offer soon and wanted to give you a discount for being added to my trusted. Remember, I'm letting them know once again, hey. Or if it's a guy you only did 1 trade with the day before and not 2, he wasn't added to your trusted, you can put something like, hey, how's it going? I'm opening up my offer soon and wanted to give you that discount for a second trade, right? I wanted to give you a discount for that second trade by adding you to my trusted list. And then I'll state it again. I might write what I put here once again right underneath this whole message, right around here. Instead of saying feel free to open a trade with me, I might put that one that I just had in the previous one. After 2 successful trades, I will add you to my trust list, just to give them a reminder. Now, most time, this is going to unction people, and they're going to be like, oh, man, hey, and they will write me back. I don't have anything right now, but I will definitely do it, because they're like, hey, this guy's thinking about me. He's telling me this. And so, again, it's always the small incentives. Now, here's the cool part. Depending on how much I have, how much I'm going to trade, or if I just want to be done for the day as quick as possible, I'm going to move this discount just a little bit. Remember, I tell people 1, 2, 3, which means I'm limiting myself. I wouldn't go any more than 3, right? And if you look at the top people who are trading, a lot of the times, me personally, I don't like to go anywhere below 33 or 35% for myself. So even if I give someone a 3% discount at 35, that's still taking me to 32. And sure, Paxful has their little percentage, but I'm walking away about 28, 29%, even more on certain days when I don't even bother putting 3%. But let's just say it is 3%. But I usually start at 1% with a lot of these guys. If I want to get rid of my Bitcoin quicker, I might move this to 2. So I just literally copy and paste the same thing. And if you did 20 trades that day, then guess what? There's more people you're going to trade with the next day when you give them something like this. And if I want to just get a snowball rolling, and if I was you guys looking to get more people added to my trusted and really building up new accounts, I might start this at 2. And then the next day, depending on how much I have, I might put it at 3. You just want to get people onto your trusted list. And I know you might ask yourself, well, Landry, what happens when these people are expecting 2 to 3% discount? I just simply tell them like, hey, I'm sorry. I have a whole lot of people that I'm working with right now, and 2 to 3% discount is kind of unfair to them because, I have a lot right now, which a lot of times I do. And so that'll keep people from wanting you to lower it. And again, guys, you stick to your own guns, right? This is what you're giving for today too. You don't have to budge from there, and that's fine. Stand your ground. Which brings me to my next point, right? The anticipation. Now, this is the good one. I like this one myself. So make sure to stick to your word. And just the same thing as I was telling you about a cap on yourself, about how much discounts you want to give, you got to make sure you stick to your word about coming back the next day. So I tend to only trade a certain amount with newcomers, right? I've said this before. I also make sure to let them know I will move them up. So this is how it works. I start out with trading at most 2 times with each newcomer. I then tell them after their second trade, hey, I see we just did our 2 trade limit for the day. Guys, remember, they don't know they have a 2 trade limit, so I'm letting them know. I can move you up to a few more trades, but I will have to see how many times we trade this month and if I can trust you. This is important. If I can trust you. Now, a lot of guys, they claim all the time, you can trust me, you can trust me. So this is going to make them want to prove it to you that you can trust them, which makes you be the person that they're going to try to trade as much as they can with. And if you're following the last 2 steps before, like I said, they're more likely to come to you and say, hey, you're on. Hey, I'm trusted, right? And they're going to ask you every day, hey, when am I going to move up from 2 trades? Hey, when am I going to move up from 2 trades? And guys, remember this. The sooner you give something away, you cannot take it back. So don't give a guy saying, hey, I'm going to move you up to 4 trades, and then all of a sudden you're like, nah, you're back to 2 because something iffy happened before. You got to hold on to that, man. That's your power, right? So I always tell them, I send them something like this, and I say, because, you know, they want to prove it to themselves. They're always like, come on, bro, please, you can trust me and all that. And I'll say, hey, I'll be on tomorrow at, and I give a certain time. And I use it in my own time, way out, depending on where I'm at in the States. East Coast, let's say East Coast right now. I would say something like, hey, on Eastern time, I'll be here at this time for X amount of hours, 2-3 hours. Be there within that time, I'll trade with you. I don't tell them I'm going to trade 3 times with them. I'll just say I'll trade with you so we can get you on that list of someone who I can trade with 6 or 7 times, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to build anticipation. So number 1, you want to start adding discount incentives to their feedback, you know, free marketing area. 2, the follow-up. And 3, you got to build anticipation, right? Build anticipation. So guys, it's been great. Here are different ways to contact me. Remember, email. I check that every day. That's my Discord right there. Guys, if you send a friend request and I go ahead and add you in, I got tons of people doing the same thing, and I'm busy. I'm sorry if I haven't gotten back to you. But some of you guys, you go in and I add you, and I'm like waiting for a response, and you just sit there. Maybe it's some of you who are thinking like, is this real? It is real. And if I put you off of my friends list, if I cut you off of it, I'm not going to let you back on if you weren't responding before. So it's best to just email me, okay? Because I'm trying to move through these things quickly, and there's other things I have going on and all of that. But I will get with you guys if you email me for sure. YouTube comments. Again, I rarely check these, but please do leave comments. It helps me to know what subjects you guys are interested in. And again, as always, like and subscribe to my channel to receive updates on new videos like this one. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks.